Yes.
There's been a situation. An asset escaped from a research faculty, and we need you to retrieve her. Retrieve? And I thought we disappear people. What happened? You will be debriefed in a more detailed shortly. We have our suspicions, but we need to gather more information. Have you started your current assignment? Wrapping things up, sir. Good. We are glad that your training pays off. I apologize if this ruins your holiday plans. I don't like the stillness anyway. It breaks my focus. I'm better off working. Good. Contact your source. Pick up your gear and go through the briefing. Get this over with as soon as possible. You're in for a drive. Am I supposed to bring her back alive? Not necessarily. Understood. Hello, guys. I'm Winter Cosmos, and we are back with another game, and we're going to be trying out something called Preservations Part 1. I have no idea what this game is about. I just, we just get into it and we just go and we learn from there. So let's get into it and go from there. This game may contain content not approved for all ages, not appropriate for all ages. My name is Jack. Don't worry, you don't have to remember it. I'm gonna die soon anyway. I don't write these words to be remembered. I just want to explain how we ended up like we are now, how and why mankind collapsed. How come I was the one to witness it? To be honest, I just happened to be there when things started to get out of control, and I was a simple guy, born into the mountains, always drawn in by the wilderness. But my parents wanted me to go to college. They worked hard and saved money only so they could send me there. I had no heart to refuse. If anything good came out of this Ventura, it was Natalia. When I first saw her, I thought she was an angel, fallen down from the sky. We kissed, we made out, it was like heaven, but as soon as the world opened up before me, another force pulled me back to Earth. My father was diagnosed with a terminal case of cancer. I went back home, back to Gray Valley, a small town in the middle of nowhere. The one thing that kept this place alive was the nearby military base. Nobody really knew what happened down there, but everyone sure loved talking about it. They said that the military conducted human experiments, or that they kept UFOs, stuff that made kids go and watch, much to their parents' dismay. But I disagree. What you need to know is my father died, and I was left alone in my little hometown without any education. I couldn't get a job at the base, and the town didn't even have lots to offer either. Thankfully, my angel didn't forget about me. Natalia called and I asked her to come, so she did. When I proposed, she gave me a serious look and said, "Me before me, man." I looked her straight in the eye, smiled, and just kissed her. I promised I would never kneel before her, and I would always be there for her. I didn't have to tell you that she accepted my proposal. I had to wait for her to graduate. Once she got her degree, I convinced her to move to my part of the world. We got married, she got pregnant twice, and in the end, we hope, was our only child. "10 years later, I found myself with another kind of angel. Natalia became the angel of death that wanted my manhood on a platter. Stupid as I was, I didn't care. I fought back. Are you totally out of your mind? Look who's talking. She's just a little girl. A girl. You know how to recognize one of them, right? Are you serious right now? I'm dead serious, and I'm not letting you take our daughter on a hunt. Well, I mean, there's some girls that actually do enjoy that. Just because you're a female doesn't mean that you're excused from, like, activities like hunting or gun range. I feel like that's an interesting hobby to have, and it should not just be gender exclusive just because you're a female and don't warrant that kind of attention. Anyone can do it, and if you happen to know it, so more for you, regardless of the gender. Why do you want her to be this clueless broad who can't tell right from left, always dependent on others? Ouch. Very two different parenting skills that they didn't really ever seem to discuss on how they were going to raise their daughter or child or whoever. He seems to be like the kind of parent that just wants to, like, spend time with this child regardless of the gender, and maybe just get them more familiarized with the world, like more hands-on. And we don't know her side. She's arguing for what? What are you arguing for? You're making her a cripple, which she isn't. She still has time to learn how rough the world can get. Wait, what? What do you mean how rough the world can get? I feel like no. I feel like a child can learn with the right supervision. Hunting isn't so bad, actually. I feel like it's a quality worth having. It definitely makes you appreciate the essence of life and the beauty of, like, animals. Because if you do it out of necessity rather than, like, splurging and just killing and not truly, like, giving back, that seems a little unnecessary. That's a bit of an overkill. But if you're just doing it out of necessity, I mean, technically it's truly a great skill to have. She's not a child anymore. You should see her when she's out there in the woods. You should see how smart she is and how quickly she learns new things. But you never. So do you got, like, a mother that's just crippling, like, her child is incompetent of doing anything and that she's too dumb to grasp things and too young to grasp them? Whereas he's seeing, like, I guess it would be that the whole scene, the whole, like, the personality of his child and seeing how it's coming to fruition. Where she's probably not spending as much time with her kid, even though she's probably in the same fucking house as her. But I never what? Nothing. Forget it. I can't believe what you were just about to say. You know what? I can't be around the forest. You know the whole story. I trust you with it, and yet... You really think I don't want to be around my family? That's not important to me to be close to you and Hope? That's not what I meant. Screw you, Jack. I followed you back to this place so you could take care of your father's house and his legacy, whatever it is. After 12 years, I still can't figure it out. Can you? I refused to stay at college and work on my MD because I was in love with you and you promised me happiness. I believed you. I believed in you. Well then, I don't understand. If you were... Wouldn't happiness be the fact that you get to be with your partner and live with them regardless if you got that degree or not? True happiness would just be that happiness. You'd be content no matter where you went. You'd be content regardless if you had the degree or not. So the fact that you're being upset over him for losing your MD and staying at college, that seems a little unjustified. You would have to be more angry at yourself for allowing yourself to leave to be with him. She could have done the mature thing and just recognized the relationship for what it was. It was a passing thing and move on and just did what she did. Get her degree. For you to warrant that unnecessary feelings, you certainly are throwing a lot of projection. That's totally unnecessary. I'm working my fingers to the bone at the hospital to bring something to the table. I know it's not a broker's job, but I'm doing my best. So now you're gonna guilt him into him not succeeding into whatever his family line is? Like, that's a low blow. What values are you bringing in? If it wasn't for this falling apart town and its part-time jobs, you wouldn't bring any money to this family. Should have gotten a degree. Well, he did mention at the beginning that this town barely has any jobs, let alone, any growth opportunities. So even if he did get a degree, where is he going to get the job to make that amount of money? He lives in a small neck of the woods, nowhere existing valley of a city, maybe even less than a city, and a degree is not going to fix that. If you had one, you could have got a real job. Ooh, she's just grown with bitter and resentment towards the man she loves, and that's unfortunate because that kind of sucks because I feel like maybe it's justified in a sense, not that I'm saying it's not, but it's, if you're not actively working towards that resentment and that anger that you're holding in, it's just gonna spoil over and you're gonna say unnecessary things. Like this just seems unnecessary for you to berate him like he's a 10-year-old that's incompetent and being told that he needs to get a real job. That's just a lot of projection, lady. You need to swallow your projection. You need to swallow that pride of yours thinking you're all that just because you got maybe a degree or not. We could stop worrying about money and the mortgage. We could be happy again. I could be happy again. She's just making it all about her. Nowhere does she say about him. Nowhere does she say about Hope. It's just her and all her happiness. So obviously she regretted moving here. And I don't understand. If you have such a huge regret, why wasn't this ever brought up to begin with? What are you trying to... I sacrificed enough. I gave you everything. And don't you accuse me of being a bad mother. Got it? Nah, you know I appreciate everything you do. I really do. I just wanted to teach Hope something useful. Hunting is a good way of bringing food to our table during hard times. When real hunter wit hits, I need her to give me a hand from time to time. I'm not letting you teach our daughter how to shoot animals with a damn gun. You know what? Maybe I wouldn't have to if you had given me a son. Oof! Oh, now they're both just cutting necks. She's going for the jab now. He's just taking that knife right back into her and twisting it. Which isn't gonna resolve anything. It's just gonna make the argument a lot more worse because they're both not backing down. There are times when I didn't pay attention to what really is going on. It all comes down to survival. The survival of ego, expectations, and control. The urge to win and gain an upper hand becomes so powerful, it makes us blind to the fact that we are hurting our beloved ones in the process. Yes, I feel like he should take some of the blame. However, she also needs to take some of the blame. She just told him what a piece of shit person he is because he didn't get a degree. He is not entirely at fault for saying what he said. She pretty much told him he's nothing compared to her. This family would not function without her. And that's unnecessary too. Let's save. I don't know. Why should we be the ones to apologize? I feel like she was adding to the fuel of the fire, honestly. She really was. She kept dousing more gasoline into that anger, more unnecessary, unneeded truth. Well, I mean, it is truth, but it's kind of more curved because she's acting like he's incompetent, and sometimes some people just hit rough times, alright? You just gotta learn how to accept it without much falter to anything. The situation is what it is. And for you to sit there and berate him is nothing, so let's remain silent. You don't get an apology, but you certainly don't get anything else. We could have been persistent. I always admired your composure, being level-headed when everyone else lose their temper. Sometimes I think it's just an escape. You're running away from me and your own feelings. Silence also means something, you know. Yes, it's to sit in your own fucking feelings and your thoughts and let them stew in your head. Why are you trying to throw that feelings onto me, woman? You still hold a grudge against me. I can feel it. I know I won't change your mind about the hunting. Do as you please. Then why did you make this such a big ordeal if you were gonna just say that? Which means you're not compromising. Now you're just done with the whole situation. We didn't even come to a solution. This is not even a solution. This is more like, get the fuck out of my face. I'm done talking to you. I don't care anymore. Which is the same thing as him being silent. She is just not, there is no solution. Just be careful with our daughter. She's all I have. She is all we have. When did this become about you, lady? What? I feel bad when men have to take several steps back and try to apologize for being so rough. They both need to apologize because she said a lot of unnecessary things and she backed him into a corner, and obviously this is gonna show like the side of the man, like, I need to apologize, I shouldn't have been rough with her. Well, both of you shouldn't have been rough with each other. Both of you shouldn't have said the things that you said. You both need to apologize, not one over the other. I should probably have gone by myself and never brought up the subject. Didn't expect it to become such a drama. Where are my car keys? I need to get moving. What am I gonna say to Hope? I already promised her. Hey there, Hope. What are you doing out there? Come inside. Was Mama crying? Mom doesn't fare very well, sweetie. We'll need to give her some time. It's not true. Why are you two yelling? Is it because I told Mom I didn't want to go hunting with you? You didn't want to go. Why? Why didn't you tell me? We always have so much fun watching wild animals together, and I just don't want to shoot them. I was afraid you'd get angry if I told you, so I told Mom. See, if she had opened up with the whole, like, hey, I get what you want to do. I think it's respectable that you want to take our daughter to learn this skill. But she came up to me and told me she's not comfortable with the idea of going through with it. It probably would have changed the whole demeanor of that argument. It probably wouldn't even have escalated to a whole argument, because they could have just brought her in to just tell her, to her dad, what she said to her mom. They are not mature enough. But now you two are fighting because of me. I wouldn't. Look, it's not your fault. If there's something you don't want to do, just tell me. I won't get angry. I promise. I'm sorry, Dad. It's fine, Hope. There's nothing to be sorry for. Where were you up to anyway? You should have been back from school an hour ago. Nothing. Were you playing near the military base again? Hope. Yeah, but there were so many trucks and I saw soldiers and... I told you that Murphy's base is not a place for children to hang around. Nobody knows what's down there. Maybe they're aliens from another planet who come to Earth to kidnap children. Yeah, and they can read your mind, and then if they see you, they can replicate your body. Have you been watching scary movies with Mom again? Yes? No? Well, kind of. Mom was watching alone and I couldn't sleep, so I slipped in and watched with her. Invasion of the Body Snatchers is not a children's movie. Wouldn't you agree? Yeah, it was really scary. That is not a face for this dialogue. Seriously now. No one knows what kind of operations they are running at Murphy's. What's behind that fence? I know you are smart, so I can trust you. Can you promise me you won't go near the base alone? I promise. Good girl. Maybe the aliens didn't see you, or maybe you are one of the replicas. Where's my beautiful daughter? Give her back, you monster! Hope, can you hear me? Dad, it's me! I knew you were in there. I'm coming for you, sweetie. I just need to fight this abomination first. Ah! Dad, it tickles. I would give away everything to bring back those moments with her, seeing her smile and feeling the pure love and joy around her. If I were ever truly happy, it was when I was with her and Natalia. Back then, I took it all for granted. I just didn't pay enough attention. Alright, sweetie. I need to get ready for the trip. Can I come? Not this time. I need to take my time and do some thinking. Trust me, it's going to be super boring. But one day you'll take me with you again, right? I don't want to hunt, but we can still go bird watching together or something. Of course, sweetie. I'll take you with me next time. Great! I can bring my plush rabbit along. Sure, as long as you keep an eye on him. Where is he anyway? I don't know. I think I lost him again. Have you tried the attic? No, I don't like going to the attic alone. When I come back, we'll look for him together, okay? Promise? Promise. Okay, I'll go and look for Mom. I think she's in the kitchen. Wonder what she's up to. She's probably preparing something for you, Dad. You think? Sometimes I wonder why your mom sticks with a clueless guy like me. Because she loves you. How do you know, Detective? Because she told me so, and I love you too, Dad. Love you too, sweetie. Now run along and make sure you clean up your room before I'm back. Dad? Yes, Pumpkin? Do you really wish you had a son instead of me? It's okay, Dad. I'll go see how Mom is doing. I'll clean the room before you're back. As she was walking away, I caught a glimpse of a tear in her eye. I had no idea of the damage I had done that day. Still trying to figure out what mangling force drove me to act like a bastard to my family. Maybe it was my short temper or my lack of restraint. Maybe it was something else. Having a son has always been my dream. I would have imagined teaching him everything my father never taught me, taking him out into the woods, watching him grow and mature. Arm wrestling with him and sharing a glass of the same millet, discovering he'd become a superior man and feeling proud. When Natalia got pregnant, I was as clueless as a parking machine. We lost our unborn baby. I messed up and lost my chance of becoming what I had been destined to be, a father to a son. It's kind of messed up. That sucks. That, his own trauma's keeping him from seeing the true enjoyment. That's his own daughter. Like, yeah, it may not be a male, but at least you have a kid, and the fact that your trauma's keeping you from being there because you have to have a son to prove that you're a man and you now raised a man into society is kind of sad, man. You really fucked up whatever little chance you had. And even if he did have that other kid, it could have been a girl too, so you never know. Just because you desperately want a boy doesn't mean you always get what you want, and you could have very much a lot of girls before you even have a boy, so how could you say your dream's truly over if you're not really trying to see if you could eventually have that boy? The reason I'm sharing with you is because I want you to realize that things really matter in life cannot be brought, borrowed, or made. They just appear and disappear as soon as you stop taking notice. And once they are gone, it's impossible to bring them back. It's hard for me to see Hope like this. I know she wants to look tough when she is around me, which should be more often. I'll look for her plush toy once I'm back. She's very attached to it, and no wonder Mr. Rabbit has been with us since forever. I wonder where she lost him this time. She gets distracted sometimes. Anyway, I need to get going. I got a 2-hour drive to make and it's already getting late. Having a wood house is great, but driving to the country edge can get tedious. I should drop by Bob's gas station and pick some supplies. I made you some sandwiches for the road. Thank you, Nat. I wanted to tell you that I'm really hurt by what you said earlier, but I don't want to talk about it right now. You got me thinking, Jack. Thinking about you, about us, and about our future. Nah. Let me finish. I realize that I'm responsible for my own happiness and shouldn't burden you with it. I decided... What did you decide? I decided I'm going back to my studies and I want to get my final degree. That is what I always dreamed of, after all. I remember you mentioning it a while ago, but I didn't think you were serious. Are you? Why wouldn't I be? For starters, this is a huge decision. It would impact our lives. Don't you think we should at least talk about it first? We are talking about it now. Listen, I know we're not on the greatest terms right now, but this is a big deal. I can only hope we could talk about it over more before any decisions are made, okay? Besides, what about Hope? I trust you, Jack. I trust you, Jack. I know you didn't mean what you said earlier. You were always a good father, and you still are. You will take care of her. Oh, so she's just up and derooting herself from the family for a degree. To be honest, I realize I carry my share of guilt too. I found myself competing with you for Hope's love, and it's crazy. Yeah. I don't agree with everything you do, but it's life, I guess. None of us is perfect, and we just need to put in effort and make it work. And I know it won't work if we keep living the same way, away from what we truly want. And I want to become a musician, and that's what I'm going to do. Do I get to have a say? Do you want to stop me? I don't know yet. Well, what do you know, Jack? Jeez Louise. You were supposed to say, I know, I love you. Still have expectations for him. You know I do. Yeah, but sometimes it's nice to hear it from your husband. It makes you feel appreciated. Maybe you're right. Maybe I'm a bit frustrated right now. I feel stuck, you know? I understand. But I'm not changing my mind about getting a degree just like that. It's too important for me. We'll figure something out, Nat. We'll talk about it once you're back. I meant to ask you, is the Roadster working? Yeah, I fixed the suspensions and the front tire. It should be fine. Last time it ran out of air, Bob came to the rescue, you know. Really? Our Bob. Well, ain't he a stand-up guy? It's not every day a girl gets rescued by a tall, muscular, handsome man. What's wrong? Are you jealous? Why is she provoking him? Well, she wants us to talk about it. Maybe. You know how strong he is. There's something mysterious about him, too. A mysterious man with dark hair and dark eyes. I was watching him change the tire with his big hands. He seemed so powerful yet gentle at the same time. He was so focused and determined to do his job. What is she going on about this for? I feel so uncomfortable. She really just does not like this relationship anymore. She's openly discussing about someone that's not even important to them. Oh, just thinking about him makes me... What is going on? Stop tormenting me, woman. You are jealous after all. So cute. I don't know if I like that. That just seems a little disrespectful to your partner. It's like you're not respecting their space or their mental capacity. Like, what's the point of making your partner jealous? Like, why would you give that insecurity, that own little seed of doubt? Like, I really don't comprehend that. If you truly loved him, why would you want to make him feel like he's insuperior? Man, this woman is just a piece of a pie, isn't she? I need to get ready. Yeah, I got some errands to run too. Don't forget your sandwiches. I won't. Thanks, Nat. I love you. I know you do, Jack. Call me once you reach the cabin. So she's not gonna say it back? Uh-oh. Somewhere else. Reporting in. What's your status? The tracking device works perfectly. I'm 15 clickings away from the target. She is on the move, but appears slow and random. Doesn't look like a challenge. Remember your protocol. Do not make a mess. Try to bring her alive if possible. She might be valuable. Yes, sir. We've informed you that there is another acid operating in your area. Should your efforts fail, he will move in. Understood. We are counting on you. Thank you, sir. Almost everything I needed was at the cabin, but I had to pick a few things up. I just decided to stop at Bob's. I didn't feel like roaming around a supermarket, and besides, it was the only place to buy a gas station in a 30-mile radius. I also liked the owner. Bob wasn't his real name, but it was how he introduced himself. He told me his real name once, but I wasn't able to pronounce it correctly. His shop was the only place where you could score proper booze. The temptation was firmly there when I approached the door, and I struggled with it. Oh, so you have an alcohol problem? On one hand, alcohol would sure help me relax. On another, I had to spend all my money, and I had little to begin with. So did you buy some? Ah! Okay. Yep. Yeah, that makes sense. Bob's a Native American. Yep. Yeah. He's handsome in comparison to the main character. Hi, Bob. Jack. Good to see a familiar face. Like you see any other faces in here. You'd be surprised. I doubt I ever seen as many as new people as during the last 2 weeks. How come? Beats me. Ever since they built the highway, there's almost no traffic around here, especially at this time of the year. But hey, who am I to complain? The more the customers, the more money comes in. Anyway, what brings you here? Off for a trip? Yep, feel like I need some time off. Where's Hope? Isn't she coming with you? Not this time. That's a first. I thought you were going to teach her survival skills. That's a first. I thought you were trying to teach her survival skills. She seemed into it. I still do. It's just, well, I had a big fight with Natalia over it. Do you want to talk about it? Natalia gave me a lecture about kids' responsibilities and said Hope didn't need to learn about hunting. Turned out to be true. Hope admitted it. I don't know what to think of all of this yet. Sometimes I feel like I'm the worst father in the universe. I must admit, I see where they're coming from. Shoot and pray won't be my cup of tea either. What? You too? Guess this makes me the last barbarian in town. I like animals. They're a living being just like us. Instead of killing, I'd rather protect them and admire their beauty. Yeah, but... like I said, it's the circle of life. You have to do it out of, like, respect. You're not just killing them to kill them out of greed and whatever. It's an essential that you kill them. for survival, for eating. So it's, in a sense, you're being thankful for their sacrifice rather than just on mercy on. I cannot speak apparently. But you're not abusing the animal by taking what you necessarily need. You're only taking what you can handle, and which is either one or two animals are dying versus like just murdering out of your own ego and pride. So I get it. I had the same mentality, but when you see a snake, you get a snake and you're feeding it live mice or rats, whatever the hell kind of snake you get, it very much changes your opinion on the whole matter, because like I said, it's the essence of giving and taking. So you gotta give in order for something to keep surviving. So it's just truly admiring and appreciating all this little stuff of life to make survival happen. You know, I wanted to become a vet once. It didn't work out though. I'm still paying off a painful loan for trying. Ha ha ha. Hunting isn't only about killing, it's about going back to your primal self. It's about tapping into your true instincts. It actually teaches you to respect nature. Well, maybe. It still ends up with the animal dying. I believe you have another kind of strength. For example, Natalia seems to be pretty strong and capable enough to provide for you guys, even though I doubt she has ever shot an animal. Yeah, about that. Aren't you and Natalia getting too familiar with each other? What do you mean? She told me you're her handyman. Just wanted to do a good deed and help a woman in need. A knight in shining armor. Where's your horse, chief? Same place yours is. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. What can I get you, Jack? I have a lighter, some batteries, and a few of those energy bars. Oh, and a flashlight. Last one I had is dead. Do you have bandages? Sure thing. Great. I'll take one. Safer to have some. Should I get you the usual order as well? Actually, I think I'll still have some in my cabin, but... Oh! You don't even get to save! Nah, let's not. I think I'll pass this time around. Okay. So just a flashlight, a bandage, and some batteries and energy bars. Here we go. There you are. Thanks. Keep the change. Bob? Yeah? You said that there are different kinds of strength in the world. I think you're right. I want my daughter to have them all. I want her to be ready for whatever life throws at her. You're a good man, Jack. Your heart is in the right place. You just need to find your way. Gotta do my best, I guess. Have a good one, man. Bye, Chief. I had everything I needed. I intended to go straight to the cabin, leaving all the worries behind for a while. I was looking forward to getting away from the issues at home and focusing on something else. As I was putting my supplies in my car, I noticed something strange. A young woman was strolling down the roadside. At first she caught my attention, slowly, because she was coming down from the outside the town. The longer I watched her, the stranger it seemed. She looked to be around her 30s, but she dressed more like a teenager. I was pretty sure she wasn't around the town either. I couldn't figure out what she was doing out there all by herself. Her clothes didn't suggest she came out for a hike. They were far too thin for the time of the year, and she wore heavy makeup. It was smudged here and there as if she had just ran away from a bad party. And I thought maybe her date went south and some guy threw her out of his car without a warning. She looked confused, and strange enough, she looked happy at the exact same time. I decided I might as well talk to her. I mean, wouldn't you be curious too? Well, let's be polite. Hello, miss. Hello, angry mister. I'm not angry. My name is Jack. I'm Jen. Is everything alright? You look a bit lost. Well, I guess I am. Where am I? Well, we're in Grey Valley. Oh, wow. Never heard of it. Is it pretty? Wow. Aren't you a little, you know, worried? How did you get here? I really don't know. I don't know, really. Should I be worried? I have no idea. How come you don't know how you got here? I'd rather not say. It's embarrassing. You could tell me. I might be able to help you. To be honest, I have this condition. Sometimes I forget things. Like, literally. It happens if you live the way I do. Which is... I don't make much witnessing, so sometimes I volunteer to take in a test. You know what a test is? Not really. You know, when a pharmaceutical company wants to introduce a new drug to the market, or a bunch of shrinks want to take a look into your subconscious, you sign some papers, swallow some pills, get examined, and get paid. Simple. Unless you die in the process. Or you get invited to a random location where they put you with some other people in an unusual situation, and then they usurp your behavior in a group and file some papers. I'm basically a part-time lab. Still doesn't explain how you got here. I walked for the past couple of miles. Some random guy picked me up and dropped me here. And prior to that, I guess I was taking part in a test. I think it's got something to do with food. What was it about? I told you. I don't remember. Besides, you're asking way too many questions, Jack. Is there someone we can call and ask to pick you up? That's another question. I guess we could call Jeff, but I doubt he would pick me up. Who's Jeff? My cat. Okay, it seems that you are doing fine. I'm hungry. I'll be going now. Wait! There's one thing you could help me with. Yes? I'm a little cold. Well... I don't know if we want to give her our jacket, because I feel like that's going to tie us to something, so let's give her a little money. I handed her a few bucks, all I had left from my little shopping. Here. Go to the station and buy yourself a hot drink or something. Thanks a lot. Wow, that's a lot of money. That's the least I can do. You are sweet. Your girlfriend must be happy with you. I bet she couldn't get her hands off of you. Yeah, I guess. I'm sure you also have someone close to you. Not really. I mean, there's a guy who liked me at the last test job I did. We talked a lot about his work at the laboratory. He was super smart. I remember he said the test we were running was like super important. It will change mankind forever. Can you imagine being a part of something like that? I can't remember his name though. Mark? Murray? Merv? Whatever. Do you remember where it was? Not really. It must have been super secret because they drove me with a dark brand covering my eyes, but they promised to pay me good money for that one. You do live your life the crazy way. I gotta give that to you. I gotta give you that. Yeah, I guess I do. I feel so hungry. I could eat a horse. Listen, it's been great chatting with you, but I gotta run. You should ask Hill Griffith. He's the sheriff around here. He should be able to help you. Hill Griffith. Got it. See you around, Joe. And just like that, she walked away. All I could do was hope that she would eventually get back to wherever she came from. I don't know if we'll would meet again in total different circumstances. It was already getting late. And it was already getting late and I still had a long way to reach my cabin. As I wasn't a fan of driving after dark, I decided not to waste any more time. With my favorite band on the speakers, I turned on the engine and hit the road.